Should the illegal migration crisis in the UK be declared a national emergency? Rupert Lowe addressed this issue in Parliament. We'll see some of his debate presentation and then examine the timeless leadership principles of rights and responsibilities and accountability for failure. Before we get into the details, if you love diving into political issues and enjoy hearing a principled take on them, then hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to join the conversation. It will help our channel reach a wider audience.
British people are genuinely scared. Women are frightened to go into their towns alone. Parents are terrified to let their children walk to school. It's getting worse and worse and worse. The British people are not stupid. They can see their communities radically changing, and they can feel their streets becoming more unfamiliar, more dangerous, more menacing. All whilst the Home Office deliberately conceals the true extent of the change from our citizens. I'm contacted by dozens and dozens of women who genuinely fear for their lives, and they feel ignored by this place. Ignored by those who are supposed to represent and protect them. Ignored and abandoned. Thrown to the wolves in pursuit of some sick, multicultural experiment that is being forced on our people. One that has very real-world consequences. What happened just yesterday? 2 Afghan illegal migrants jailed for raping a schoolgirl. The footage exists. She filmed herself during the rape. Even the men's barrister warned it would lead to disorder if it was released, as it was so horrific. "You're going to rape me," the girl cried as she was dragged away. She screamed for help and begged not to be taken. One of the migrants gagged her with his hand. The Afghan men forced her to perform sex acts in a secluded area. She is heard screaming for help. She calls for her friends. She wants to go home. She's pleading for help from passers-by. None came. Can you imagine her horror, her fear, her desperation? Think if it was your daughter. How would that make you feel? Honestly, think about that. The girl was then pushed to her knees before being brutally raped. Another, one of too many. Last year, a 35-year-old Iranian small boat migrant raped a 15-year-old girl in an alleyway. He was known to police in Germany, where he was convicted of assault offences. He told the girl she could be his sex doll and that he wanted to, and I quote, "fuck her," before dragging her down an alleyway, forcing her to her knees outside a secluded doorway, and then raping her. The poor girl's anguished mother later asked, why was he in this country? A question millions and millions of British people are asking. Why are they here? These are unimaginable horrors, but they are happening right across our country every day, brutally and relentlessly. This House may not like to hear this, but it must listen. It must understand, it must digest. This is a political choice, and it's one that this Parliament has made. These are men who should never have been in our country to begin with. They should have been detained, and they should have been deported, indiscriminately and without question. They weren't. They were housed, fed and cared for at taxpayer expense, released onto our streets, allowed to roam freely. Thousands and thousands of them, unvetted foreign men from barbaric cultures that have no place in our communities. Words cannot adequately describe my disgust for what has been forced onto the British people. Since being elected, I have used what little influence I hold to try and uncover the impact of these migrants and just how severely the British people are suffering because of it. I've asked over 600 questions of the Home Office. I received very few answers, particularly when the question is regarding illegal migrants. No data, not centrally collected, and disproportionate costs are often cited. I thought perhaps incompetence, but evidence has come to my attention that proves that the Home Office has been misleading MPs. On January the 20th, I asked the Home Office this question: what information the department holds on the number of irregular migrants defined as absconders. A minister replied, the requested data is not readily accessible from published statistics and could only be collated and verified for the purpose of answering this question at a disproportionate cost. That was not true. On the 3rd of September, I asked the Home Secretary the following question: what estimate has been made of the number of foreign nationals who have absconded after being served with a deportation officer? The answer from a different minister: the Home Office does not hold any central record of the requested information. That was not true. On the 24th of November, I questioned the Home Office Permanent Secretary and the Public Accounts Committee on the number of illegal migrants who have absconded from Home Office accommodation in the past 5 years. No concise answer. During all of this, a Home Office whistleblower presented themselves with these figures in black and white, regularly disseminated within the Home Office. The actual data is as follows. There are 736 foreign criminals in the total absconder pool for foreign national offenders. 736 foreign criminals who have been released from prison and then absconded before deportation. Please think about that. 736 criminals, rapists, murderers, paedophiles. They were meant for deportation but have escaped into the community. 736 of them. It is a terrifying thought. Overall, the total absconder pool stands at 53,298, largely referring to the number of illegal migrants once in the system whose current whereabouts is unknown. Unvetted and unknown men. Sex pests, misogynists, even far worse. In our communities, on our streets, near our schools, in the thousands and thousands. This is a national security emergency and must be treated as such. The evidence is undeniable. I have seen it. The Home Office documents, in Home Office documents. It exists. It is real. The figures were not even disputed by the Home Office. They simply told the Telegraph the following. The Home Office has refused to confirm whether the figures are accurate, saying it does not comment on speculation. This is not speculation. This is cold, hard data. The numbers, which demonstrate quite spectacularly how the Home Office has failed to keep the British people safe. It is an outrageous scandal that this information has been deliberately hidden from the British people. We deserve to know the facts. We deserve to know what is being forced onto our communities. The answer is staggering. 736 foreign criminals. Gone, disappeared. 53,298 illegal migrants. Gone, disappeared. My questions. Where are they now?
18.
What is the minister doing to detain them?
Number 2.
Where did they come from?
3.
What are their convictions?
4.
How has this been allowed to happen?
5.
I can count, thank you. Why did the minister mislead the British people?
6.
Who is being sacked? Will the minister now commit to publishing these figures on a regular and transparent basis? Or will I have to continue exposing it? Further whistleblowers have already come forward with additional information, and I thank them for that. My warning to the Home Office and other departments is this. Be very careful about any further misleading statements. There are many decent people in the civil service who will not tolerate it, and I want them all to know that they have a safe and secure channel to release this information publicly through me. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, and this festering, rotting mess desperately needs to be disinfected. What else is the Home Office lying about?
No.
Rupert Lowe laid bare the truth in Parliament. What he described is not a one-off, it is now a regular occurrence because the government is allowing it. Wide open borders with no deterrents. Men risk their lives on dinghies from France because they know exactly what awaits them in Britain. They throw away their passports and documents before they touch the British soil. And instead of being turned back, they are welcomed with hotel rooms, benefits, and open arms. The British people and the government are deliberately kept in the dark about who these people really are or where they come from. Some respect this country. Many do not. They commit serious crimes, go to prison, are released early, abscond bail, and reoffend. Billions of British taxpayers' money spent to secure Ukraine's borders, while our own remain porous and military-age men pour in, nearly all without wives or children. Did anyone seriously expect a different outcome? Women and underage girls are raped. Violent crime increase, yet the government talks and does almost nothing to stop it. This is a dereliction of duty. Two timeless leadership principles are being violated every single day. First, rights and responsibilities. Citizens have the right to live in safety. The government has the unbreakable responsibility to protect them, a duty it is openly abandoning by keeping the borders open, welcoming unidentified fighting age men, and releasing or losing track of foreign offenders who go on to commit further crimes. Second, accountability for failure. When leaders deliberately neglect this core responsibility, they must be removed. Anything less is a betrayal of the trust placed in them and an insult to every victim whose life has been ruined for open borders and political cowardice. We keep hearing about the human rights of those who entered illegally. We almost never hear a minister speak of the human rights of the British citizens, especially the women and children who have been raped and abused. That silence is disgusting. Perspectives must change, and quickly. The British people do not need more semantics. They need results. They need every person in office held to these two principles: rights and responsibilities, and accountability for failure, or removed. If they will not protect the British people first, they have no right to remain in office. Share this video so the message reaches every MP and every voter before it's too late. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.